What's going on again, guys? Welcome back to another episode of E-Train Games. I am your host, the E-Train, and today I'll be doing a video on one of my favorite handheld consoles of all time, and that would be the Nintendo Game Boy. Preferably the Advance SP. I grew up with this system as a childhood, loved playing it, fantabulous games, and a lot of the games I still play to this day at work or whatever I do throughout the day. So today I decided to do a top 10 on my favorite Game Boy Advance games of all time, and here is my list. So let's start with number 10. So coming at number 10 on my list is Corvette. Now you're probably looking at it, it's like, oh, it's just a simple racing game. Well, that is preferably true. It is considered a racing game in a way, but not really. Most of it is just you going from point to point in a race against the computer. A lot of the races take a long time. There are a lot of challenges, trophies, and some time trials here and there. But for the most part, it's a point-to-point racing game. Loved it on the Game Boy. Not bad. There is a couple instances where it does cheat a lot, but, you know, then again, a lot of games cheat anyway. So, coming at number 10 is Corvette. Coming at number 9 on my list is not too bad of a game. I thought I would put it higher, but apparently not. But that would be Luigi Superstar Saga. I never got to play this around as a kid, so that's why it's a little lower on my list. I actually recently just got this around last year, and it kind of made my list. Not too fancy on it, but it's not bad. It's an RPG with Mario and Luigi. I think some guy comes in and says, like, I want to take over the world type of thing. And you just play as Mario and Luigi, and you just try to save the planet, basically. And I think you gotta do something else, too. I forget. It's been a very long time since I played this game. But number 9 on my list, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Coming in number 8 on my list is probably a game you'd be surprised at, but it's one of my personal favorite games, sports games wise, and that is the Harlem Globetrotters. I'm gonna say it again, Harlem Globetrotters World Tour. Now, if anyone who's ever played the NBA Jam series, which I know I have, just say it's one of my favorite, basketball games or just any sport games of all time. But it's in that order. You play as the Globetrotters or a couple other teams. Don't really know who they are, and you do 2-on-2 basketball. There's dunks, shots, fouls, there's tip-off, there's out of bounds, and it's almost like playing just NBA Jam with the Globetrotters. That's basically as clear as I can make it. Nonetheless, it's a good basketball game if you want to have a different feel for basketball. Graphics are actually pretty good. I definitely consider this on anyone's list, and also because no one really ever talks about that one. It's strange. No one ever really mentions that one. Maybe it's rare. I don't know. But who knows. Alright, so coming at number 6 on my list is another game you're probably a little shocked at, but I used to watch this actually on TV. It was a TV show, and I loved this show. But that would be BattleBots Design and Destroy. Now, BattleBots used to be on TV all the time, and I loved watching on TV. I loved how people made their own robots and go in arenas and go to championships. And basically the thing was you just destroy each other until the last one is left, and that's the winner. I loved it. I watched it every day, was a huge fan of BattleBots, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared one day. And I haven't seen it come on since on TV. Maybe it goes somewhere else on TV, I don't know. I have never seen it since. But I did find about this game, and I love this game. All you really do is you create your own robot. A little bot of whatever, and you play through championships, game modes, I think there's tournament modes and something else. And basically all you really do is if you win those things, you win parts to put onto your little BattleBot. And by doing that, it makes it stronger, faster, attack more, agility's better controlling, stuff like that. And basically that's all really you do. It's like playing Twisted Metal without guns. That's really all it is. But I think it's a hidden gem. I would probably put it up that far because it's pretty addicting. And if I remember right, I think you can do links, which I call it links, but it's basically you connect 2 Game Boys together with the same game. I think you can verse each other. I don't remember exactly because I haven't played it in in a while, but I think there's a mode you can do that on here, which is actually pretty cool. So I definitely consider this a good game, and probably one you should probably pick up if you find it, because I think, if I remember right, that game's actually getting kind of hard to find now. Alright, excuse me. So coming in number 6 on my list. This is another game, pretty late getting to it, but nonetheless, it's still pretty good. And it's Mario Kart Super Circuit. I mean, what hasn't been said about Mario Kart? Blue shells, red shells, green shells, boosts, bananas, lightning, Mario Kart, Mario characters, tracks. There's really nothing to be said. Just that Rainbow Road, I still say to this day, the hardest Rainbow Road ever is this one. I don't know why, but it seems like this one is the hardest Rainbow Road out of all the Mario Kart games I've ever played. Just for some reason, this one is so much harder for me, I don't understand. But that's why it's number 5 on my list, or number 6, I'm sorry. And I think you should definitely, if you're a Mario Kart fan, this is definitely a must. So I definitely recommend that to anybody. So coming at number 6 on my list is another game, cherish the most. I still play this all the time. And this is actually one of the first Game Boy Advance games I ever played. My cousin had a ice white Game Boy Advance. I remember taking it from him when he wasn't looking and play this game constantly. I never did get very far because I wasn't good at it, but I loved it. And that would be Crash Bandicoot, The Huge Adventure. Love this game. Crash Bandicoot, I mean, who hates him? You're almost like Mario, you collect Wumpa Fruit, you stop an evil guy, you have little mini bosses on the side, and then you smash crates to get coins. Well, in Mario, coins, and in this game you collect fruit to get extra lives. You get power-ups. Uka Uka is your little mask that helps you be invulnerable for a little bit, like the star. So it's almost like just playing like Mario, just in Game Boy version. The only thing I gotta say is, though, it's not 3D, like the PlayStation and the GameCube and whatever else came along. This is actually 2D, which is actually pretty interesting playing in 2D. I actually forgot about that. When I first put it in and I played it, I was like, oh my gosh, I actually forgot it was 2D. So, I still say it's fun. They did come with a second one called Entranced, but I didn't like that one that much. Didn't really care for that one that much. The first one I still say was the best one out of the Advance series, but I still say it's definitely worth it. If you're a huge Mario fan or Crash fan, it's worth it. By far. So, coming at number 4 on my list is a Pokemon game, but not Sapphire or Ruby or any of those, but it's Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire. Well, I guess you consider it. It's basically, you just play pinball with Pokemon. Your little metal ball is actually a Pokeball. And through the whole game, you go through different places, you collect different Pokemon from different areas, from both Ruby and Sapphire. And I think some of the legendaries are in it. I know Kyogre's in it. I actually caught him the other night. I was actually playing this. I actually caught him, so I know there is definitely legendaries. Tons of Pokemon. I think there's like, there was like 1,000, I think. There's a lot. This is including legendaries and very rare ones, so at least 1,000, I say at least. But definitely a fun game. It has the Pokemon and the pinball. It's cute, it's adorable, I love it, great game. It's definitely worth the price. It's actually gotten price forget. It went up a little bit, so definitely a good one if you find it. Okay. So coming in number 3, let me just say, I still play this game, love it to death, and that would be Yu-Gi-Oh! Dungeon Dice Monsters. Watched the TV show, I loved it, I still have some of my cards around. Dungeon Dice Monsters was the best, just like playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, just that your monsters are in a cube dice, throw it on the board, and if they match 2 of the same number, you can choose which monster you put out. And all you have to do is go to the other side and attack the master, and if you hit him 3 times, you win the match. So I still play this game to this day. I think I beat most of it. There's only like a couple cups I haven't beaten yet, but I've beaten pretty much most of it, and I think it's definitely a hidden gem on the Game Boy Advance. So coming at number 2 of my list is another Pokemon game. I only have this version because I don't have the other ones. They're just way too expensive. But the one version I have is Pokemon Sapphire version. I actually beat the whole game. I got all the legendaries and most of the Pokemon in the game. most of them. There's still some I can't find because of stupid reasons. But, definitely a good game. All the Pokemon games are fun, including the original Game Boy and the new ones, so obviously it has to be on the list, so I had to throw that in there somehow. But personally, my favorite was Sapphire, though, just because I've beaten most of it, so if I played the other ones, I'd probably like them better, but for me, this one's my favorite. Okay, so coming at number 1 on my list, awesome game. No one ever talks about it. People actually say this game sucks, which I don't know how to say they could, but, you know, everyone's list is different. But number 1 on my list for my favorite Game Boy Advance game is Mario Pinball Land. I first bought this game when I was 10 years old, and I've never put it down since. I probably played so many hours on this one game. I've beaten all of it a few times. I've also restarted here and there, just to refresh my memory a couple times here and there. But, awesome game. It's just basically playing pinball with Mario as the ball. Collect stars, coins. You go intense. You can get items, and basically just stop Bowser from taking over again. That's basically all it is. So, number 1 on my list, Mario Pinball Land. Definitely a hidden gem. And people said it sucked, by the way. It doesn't suck. Play it. If not the pinball version, then don't play it. But if you like pinball and you like Mario, I say get it. So that's basically it, guys. That is my top 10 list on my Game Boy Advance games. Really fun making this list. I was actually playing a little bit of these here and there, but I definitely love all these games to death. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you later.